Now in this class we are going to discuss about the one of the fundamental concept of processor, that is single bus organization of a processor. Okay, so that is nothing but already we discussed in detail about the processor in first unit, right? That means we have in a processor we will have different registers, that is instruction register, program counter, memory address register and memory data registers, and also number of general purpose registers we are having, right? And also one more thing, that is control unit and ALU. So these are registers are present in a processor, and how the data is transferred within a processor, or maybe how the data is transferred between a memory and processor, all those things already we discussed, right? So and in previous lecture already we discussed about the single bus organization of a processor, that means what is meant by program counter and what is the action of each and every block in this, right? So now we'll see here, after the next procedure whatever the data will be transferred into the processor, so in that how the action is how the action is performed at internally. Okay, so that means in each and every register how it performs. Okay, so in each and every register in internally how does it performs, now we'll see here. Okay, so that means we will discussed in depth. So already we knows how the processor will transfer the information from one register to another register. Now we'll knows that thing, right? How the processor will work, now will knows that thing, right? But now we will discussed in depth. Okay, so how this data is transferred within the processor, or maybe how the data is transferred between a memory or a processor. Okay, so that means how the action is internally, that means how does it performs it internally. So now we'll see that each and every block, so how does it performs in internally, now we'll see here. Okay, so that is the main concept in single bus organization, and we'll have the different concepts in that. So all those things we have to discuss now. Okay, so it's very very important concept, that means how does it performs, how does the processor will perform, now we'll see here. Okay, so in previous lecture already we discussed more what is meant by program counter and what is meant by memory address register, memory data register. That means you know each and every functioning of the register, right? So now we'll see here roughly, we will remind this concept already we discussed in previous lecture. Once remind that topic ma, so go and search the topic. Already we discussed about this concept of single bus organization, but once again I remind this topic. So here just observe the thing, that is nothing but like R0, R1, Rn minus 1. So whatever the registers we are having from R0 to Rn minus 1, so these registers are nothing but we are calling these registers are the general purpose registers, or maybe special purpose registers. Okay, so that is nothing but R0 to Rn minus we are calling like a general purpose registers, or a maybe special purpose registers. These are used for the storing the data, or maybe moving the data from one register to another register. So like that we are using these registers. Okay, so that means these registers are including the like stack pointer, that means SP register, like we are calling stack pointer, or index register. Okay, so and some pointer registers. Okay, so these are all for used for the only storing purpose, and or also we can use for the moving the content of information from one register to another register. Like that we are using this R0 to Rn minus 1 registers. Okay, so now coming to the Y, Z and temp. So these three nothing but these three registers are nothing but temporary registers. That means already I explained why Z temporary registers are used for the only processor for. Okay, so that means these are used only by the processor unit for temporary storage during the execution of some instructions. Okay, that means programmer or maybe user cannot use these instructions. Okay, only the processor can use these instructions for storing the data in temporary purpose. Okay, remember that point. These registers are never used for storing the data permanently. Okay, and the programmer cannot access these registers because these registers are only used by the processor for storing purpose. Okay, during the execution of instructions, so result will be stored in YZ temporary registers. Okay, so these registers are can be used by processor. The programmer or maybe user cannot access these registers. For temporary purpose we can use these registers. That is the main concept. And this, what is the main concept of R0 to Rn-1? So these are, we can call it like a general purpose registers or maybe special purpose registers for moving the data or maybe copying the data or maybe storing for permanent purpose. We can use these registers. Okay, so this is the registers. And now coming to the next one, here we have to move the multiplexer. Okay, so this mux is nothing but we are calling like a multiplexer. Okay, so this mux is used to select one of the two inputs. That means here you have the two inputs and one select line and one output. So that is nothing but with respect to these pins, I can refer as this is a 2 power n is to 1 multiplexer. So that means you can choose it here, n is equals to 1, then we'll get the 2 is to 1 multiplexer. So 2 is to 1 is nothing but, where 2 is nothing but number of inputs and n is equals to number of selection lines and 1 is nothing but output. Already you know from digital principles, right? So already we discussed about the multiplexer, you have an idea about this. Okay, so that means with number of selection lines we can choose the any one of the input as our output, right? So that is nothing but here the select line may be S. So if S is equals to 0, then automatically the first input will be chosen as the output, that may be Y. Okay, so if selection line may be 1, so you know, right, if the selection line or maybe any one of the input having compulsory, it can be represent like a two values, that is either maybe 0 or 1, right? So like this, if the selection line is 0, so automatically the multiplexer having the two inputs, no? So how can we get this output for the multiplexer means depends on that selection line, any one of the input will be selected as our output. Okay, remember that point. That is the output operation for the multiplexer, or that is the definition for the multiplexer. So based on that, I can define that outputs for the multiplexer. That is nothing but if the selection line, this is the selection line. So if the selection line may be 0, so then automatically the Y input or maybe constant value. So this is the one input. You can refer as this is the I0 and this is the I1. Okay, so we have two inputs now. So depends on this selection line, any one of the input will be selected as our output. So just I can imagine here. So you can imagine that one is nothing but S is equals to 0, then automatically I0 will be selected here output line. If S is equals to binary number as 1, so automatically the second input will be selected as our output. So that like that the multiplexer will perform. That means it selects either output of Y register or it selects maybe a constant number as an input for the next level. So that is nothing but the multiplexer output may be one time having the Y, or maybe other time the multiplexer output will be having the constant value, no? So here one is Y, it is the input for multiplexer, and another input is constant value. So depends on this, we'll select these two inputs as our outputs for the multiplexer. So that means coming to the ALU unit, so this output we can choose it as one input and another input we can get from the bus. Okay, you know already this is the internal bus we are connecting. So here the processor will connecting the internally one bus, that is processor bus we are calling. So the processor bus will gives the data for the B input of ALU and A input will come from the mux. So what is that input means depends on that selection line, we can choose it as any one input for this A. So A may be sometimes having the Y value, that is the input, and A sometimes having the Y value constant value as our input. That means it selects either output of Y register or a constant number as an A input for the ALU according to the status of the select line. Okay, so coming to the B input is nothing but that is the value comes from the internal processor bus. So what is meant by ALU here? That is nothing but arithmetic logic unit. It will performs arithmetic operations as well as logical operations. That means whatever the operation you can do based on that arithmetical or based on that logical, so according to that operation we need two inputs here. That two inputs is nothing but here a and b. So a will come from like this constant value either or y value, or b comes from the bus. Okay, so for example let us find addition operation. So then automatically ALU control signal raise the one control signal, that is addition. Okay, so it requests the signal as addition, no, so the processor will send that request as addition, so automatically ALU will be enabled, so then it will do the addition operation. So addition operation means compulsory we need that input data first. If you want to do any operation, compulsory we need input data, no, so that input data will comes from the one is processor bus and another will comes from the multiplexer. Okay, so after taking the two numbers, then it will be performing the addition operation. That result will be given to the next level. That next level is nothing but z. We can call it like a temporary register for storing the data in temporary purpose. Okay, so this is the multiplexer, ALU and these registers. So now coming to the instruction decoder and instruction register is nothing but, so these two are IR, that means instruction register, and instruction decoder are integral parts of the control circuitry in the processor unit. It consists of control signals. Okay, so instruction decoder is just decoding that instructions, and instruction register is nothing but it will take the instruction from the processor. Okay, instruction register is nothing but it will take the instruction from the processor bus, and also it holds the instructions which is under execution. Okay, so instruction register, what is the main function? So that is nothing but it will just take the instruction from the processor bus. After that it just holds the instruction which is under execution. So that means to execute that instruction first it should be decoded. Okay, so before going to execution means first it will be checked that whether it is decoded or not, whether the instruction is decoded or not after taking the instruction from processor bus. Okay, so if it is not decoded, directly that instruction is given to the instruction decoder. So with the help of this instruction decoder and with the help of control signals, it just decoding that instruction. Okay, so after that decoded that instruction, then it will be stored in the IR register. Okay, so this is the IR and instruction register. So now coming to the MER and MDR, that is nothing but memory address and memory data register. So both will be related to the memory registers. It consists of only address and it consists of data. That means it carries the address lines, it carries the data lines. Okay, so these two are address lines and data lines will be connected to the memory bus here. Okay, so that means it just carries the address and it just carries the data. So that means MER is nothing but memory address register, no, it carries address, no, that MER register holds that address is being generated by the processor. Okay, so what address is generated by the processor, that will be holding in this MER register. Okay, so now coming to the MDR is nothing but where the data, that means here this will be hold the address and this will be hold the this will be hold the address and this will be hold the data. So that means address is generated by the processor, now that will be holding here, and which data is generated by the processor, that will be holded in this MDR register. Okay, so these are the MER and MDR. So this is the each and every block explanation for the single bus organization processor. So now we'll see the next level for this processor. So finally we got one idea about this single bus organization, right? So now we'll see here next level for the execution of different instructions. Okay, so for the execution of different instructions, processor has to perform one or more of the following basic operations. Okay, so processor has to perform the different operations. So what are the different operations? If that means for execution of any instruction, so that means processor we need to execute any instruction, compulsory it follows the some steps. Okay, if it want to execute the any instruction, compulsory the processor will follow the some steps. So what are that steps means? First of all, the thing is nothing but transfer the data. Okay, so what is that first point? Transfer the data. So from one processor register to the another processor register. So that is the first step. Okay, so now coming to the second step is nothing but it performs the ALU operations. Okay, I will show clearly here. So what are that operations? So now just remind that points first. And the third point is nothing but fetching the data. Already you know the fetching operation from the instruction cycle, no? So fetching of word of the data. Okay, so next the second last point is nothing but after fetching the data, next level is nothing but storing. Okay, so in single bus organization, simply we can say that in that will have the registers, permanent, temporary registers, and memory address data registers and instruction register. Like that we are having ALU also. Okay, so that means if why we are using here single bus organization, actually just we need to execute the instruction, right? With the help of this processor we need to do the execution of instruction. Okay, so how to do that execution means every processor follows the some rules to execute the instruction. So what are the rules means? First one is transfer the data from one processor register to the another processor register. Like is nothing but here transfer the data. So transfer the data is nothing but program counter is fetch the address of the next instruction to be another instruction, right? So that is nothing but after that content will be received, so then it will be given to the next level, like that. So that means we need to transfer the information from one register to the another register. For example, the best thing is nothing but here multiplexer to ALU. So multiplexer output is given to the next level, no? Like that Y register output is given to the multiplexer, no? That means here transfer the information into the next level, and after that again it will be turned to the next level. So that is the first step, transfer the data from one processor register to the another or the ALU. Okay, so the next another register is nothing but here we can use sometime ALU also. Okay, so coming to the second thing, that is nothing but arithmetic logical operations. Okay, processor will performs the arithmetic and logical operations on the data from the processor registers and store the result in a again processor register. Okay, so that is the second operation. So now coming to the third operation, that is nothing but fetch a word of data from specified memory location and load them into the processor register. Okay, so, and the last one is nothing but after completing the fetching data, so next we'll come to the store the word of data from processor register into a specified memory location. Okay, so now we'll see how it happens. Each and every step we'll see here. So the first thing is nothing but here transfer the data, right? So transfer the data from one register to another register. So here we'll have the diagram for the register transfers. So first of all, before going to see this explanation, we knows one thing, that is nothing but each register consists of, or each register has the input as well as output. We knows, right? Every register consists of input path as well as output path. Okay, so that input and output gating, and these gates are controlled by the corresponding control signals. Okay, so how to control this all the registers means with the help of control unit we can control this. Okay, so how can it controls all the activities for the all the registers means with the help of control unit it will be controls the all the activities, right? So like this here also in register transfer, each and every register consists of the input and output gates. Okay, so input and output gating, so and these gates are controlled by the control signals. Okay, so actually what is that input, what is the action of input and output gating? Okay, gates is nothing but, as you know already from the digital principle, gate is nothing but another name we have for that, that is switch. Okay, gates are also called as the switches. Remember that point. Okay, so now we'll see here input output gates for the register. Now we'll see here. So the input and output gates are nothing but electronic switches. Okay, either input or maybe output, both will be called like a gates. No, that gates we can call it like a electronic switches, so which can be controlled by the control signals. So how can it acts? That means input action and output action for these switches means, so switch is nothing but generally having the two operations, right? That is nothing but either on operation or maybe off operation in normal thinking. Okay, so in normal way switch is having only two operations, either on operation or off operation, right? So how can we represent on and off operation in input and output gates? That is nothing but whenever the signal that may be input or output, so whenever the signal is 1, either binary logic is 1, whenever the signal is represented by 1, in this case the switch is on. Okay, whenever the signal is represented by the binary logic as 1, automatically that switch, that may be input or maybe output, whatever it may be. Okay, so that switch compulsory is in on stage. Okay, so whenever the signal is, that means 0, the binary logic is 0, automatically it will be represented like a off switch. Okay, so that may be input or output. So just forget about that input output. You can only remember the thing is whenever the signal is 1, automatically the switch is in on position. Okay, whenever the signal is 0, that will be connected by off switch. Okay, so this is the input output gating actions. Okay, so that switch we can represented in electronics like this. The symbol of switch is nothing but like this, or maybe we can represent like this also. Okay, so closed switch, open switch, we are having two types, closed switch and open switch symbols. Like this is the closed switch and this is the open switch. Open switch is nothing but current doesn't flows, and closed switch is nothing but current will flows. That means will flows is nothing but it is equal to the 1, this is in on position. So current doesn't flows is nothing but the binary signal is 0 and it is in completely off position. That is the meaning of switch. Okay, so this is the input output action for the each and every register. Okay, so now we'll see any one operation. Just consider one operation here for the register transfer. I can take some move or some like this register, or otherwise we can represent like this R2 to. Okay, so like this we have one instruction. Okay, so now I can consider this function. So that consider that we have transferred the data from R1 to R2. Okay, so we can consider the data. For example, just take the for one example for register transformer. That register transfer I can choose it as, for example, that is R1 tends to R2. That is nothing but what is the meaning of this? This content of information, this content of register having, that will be transferred to the this, right? So that means, so how it will be transferred that information means, so whenever, so here represent that R1 R2 is nothing but here we'll have the registers. This is the diagram for the register transformer. Already you know these things. The left side part already you know, you can compare the single bus organization. Okay, so y will have the input path and output path, so that will be given to the next level marks, and that next level is ALU and the next level is Z register, and the register I can placed in the right side part. Okay, so here R input, R and R output. So you can just consider here this is our main register. Okay, so then before path we can consider as a R input and the after path we can consider as a R output. That means this is the front part we can consider as the input and after the part we can consider as the output, right? So input is nothing but where we are giving that input. So from bus it will be given. Okay, from bus it will be taking that information. So how it will take that information? That is nothing but, so this input of register, whenever it will be take the information means, just not whenever the R input signal having the 1, this information is equal to the 1. This register input signal is equal to 1. In that case, the bus will be provides the data. Okay, the bus will be provides the data to the R input. That means activate the enable input. Activate the input enable signal. Whenever R input is equals to 1, it loads the data from the common bus into the register. Okay, so whenever the R input is equals to 1, automatically the common bus will be activate. So then it will be providing the data, or R input will be loading the data from the common bus. Okay, so next, when it will be transferred to the common bus means this is the transfer symbol and this is the loading symbol. So that means it will collects the data from here to here, no, and it will be sending the data from here to here. That is nothing but whenever the R output that is equals to 1, in that case it will be sended the data to the common bus. Okay, so how it will collects the input register and how it will gives the data from the output register means both will be as enabled. Whenever the signal is equals to 1, our input will be collects the data from bus and our output will be collects the data, our out will be sending the data to the common bus. That is the action of the registers. Okay, so here now we'll see the each and every register how it is connected in internally to the processor means we'll have the diagram for that. So this is the register, that is only single register ma. Here we have placed no R, so that R register is internally connected like this. So this is the control bus. Okay, and so each and every register will be acts with the help of the only flip-flop. Remember that point. So always we are saying one thing, that is nothing but register can stores the information, register can place the information, or register can transfer the information. For storing purpose, for transferring purpose, we are using register. Always we are calling like that, no? That means register can store information means how can it stores actually? That is nothing but internally it is having some device. Okay, that device is nothing but already you know this one, that is flip-flop. Okay, so here we are using the D flip-flop. So that means flip-flop can stores the single bit of information, no? So that single bit of information is nothing but either 0 or maybe 1. Okay, so this is the control bus. It will be providing the data to the D flip-flop. Okay, so and this symbol is nothing but just now I explained, no, that is nothing but switch symbol. Okay, so this switch symbol we can call it like a tri-state switch. So the input is also having the tri-state. Tri-state is nothing but it consists of 3 states, 3 pins. So here one is input and one is output and another one is nothing but this is the control pin. Okay, so it consists of totally 3 pins. That's why it is called as the tri-state switch. Okay, so the input D is connected through the input tri-state switch and output Q is connected through the output tri-state switch. Okay, so the control signal R input. Okay, so here the control signal R input enables the input tri-state switch. So this means here R input is connected. Okay, so the control signal R input enables the input tri-state switch and after that it will be enabled. So then the data will be given to the common bus. Okay, so the data from common bus is loaded into the D flip-flop and automatically R input is active. Okay, so here just now I explained, no, whenever the R input is equal to 1, the data will be loaded into the R input register from the common bus. That is I said just now. So that is nothing but here also R input is connected to the tri-state switch. So whenever the tri-state switch is equals to 1, it is in on position. So R input is enabled automatically. Then it will be collect the data from the common bus. That means from this the data will be given to the D register. Okay, so it is implemented by using the AND gate. So AND gate is nothing but here whenever it is equals to 1, then it will be performs the that means it is an on switch. So then automatically the output will be present at the output stage. So whenever it is equals to 0, on gate AND gate is automatically off position. So then the OR output will be disabled. Okay, so it is in on position means the data will be collected from the control bus and it will be loaded into the D register. Then it will be provides the output to the R out register. After that, whatever the output whatever the operation is performed in that, so that result is given to the R out to the CPU block. Whenever it is in off position, so it doesn't collect the data from the control bus and R out will be also absent. That is nothing but it doesn't it cannot produce any output. So this is the internal connection for the each and every register. That means each and every register connect the one D flip flop and also two tri-states, and one AND gate is connected to the R1 register as well as R2, R3 up to so on Rn-1 registers. Okay, this is the connection for the each and every register. So this is the register transfer information. So how to transfer the data ma? So transfer the data from one register to another register, that is depends upon the enabling and disabling operation. So when it is enabled means if R input is equal to 1, automatically it will be enabled. So it just collect the information from the bus and it will be loaded into the R input register. So then it will be gives to the output stage. Okay, so when it is disabled means R input is equals to 0, automatically it will be disabled means off position. It doesn't any producing the output. That is the register transfer information. Okay, so now coming to the next operation, that is ALU operation. So ALU is nothing but it just performs the arithmetic and logical operations, right? So ALU performs, already you know, arithmetic is nothing but like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and logical operations are related to the gates operations, related to gates, OR gate, AND gate and XOR gate, like that. Okay, so it has generally ALU, whatever that ALU we have, so this we can call it as the combinational circuit. Okay, so ALU performs the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and logical operations. No, that's why it is called as the combinational circuit. And you know what is meant by combinational circuit from the digital principle? That is nothing but the output will be depends on only present input. It doesn't have any memory. Okay, so why don't we have memory here means it doesn't depends upon the past outputs. Okay, there is no past outputs now here. So if you have past output, compulsory we need storage capacity for storing that, right? So here it doesn't depends on the past output, compulsory we don't have any memory storage here. So directly we can say that it is a combinational circuit. And ALU consists of generally two inputs, those are A and B, and it consists of one output. Okay, so this explanation already we discussed in that. Okay, so that is nothing but the input A will comes from the, that means input A will get the data from the which register ma? That is nothing but multiplexer, and B register will